Since Gene Hackman, his wife, and one of their dogs were all found dead at their Santa Fe home,
testing for carbon monoxide was negative. There were no other significant natural disease findings.
An autopsy was performed. Initial findings noted no external trauma to either individual. The manner and cause of death has not been determined.
Gene Hackman's mysterious death has sparked explosive controversy after his daughter made a shocking announcement on live TV that has left fans reeling. The actor and his wife were found dead in their Santa Fe home under eerie circumstances, igniting rampant speculation about foul play and hidden secrets. Now, fresh theories from his daughter involve strange forensic details and even a potential cover-up.
The cause of death for Miss Betsy Hackman, aged 65 years, is hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. The manner of death is natural.
This in-depth investigation examines every twist of the case and the painful revelations that could forever change Hackman's legacy. The scene of the tragedy and unexplained clues. On an otherwise quiet morning in Santa Fe, local maintenance workers discovered a scene that would soon become the talk of Hollywood. Gene Hackman, one of the most respected actors of our time, was found dead, along with his wife, in their modest home. Even more disturbing, one of their beloved dogs was also lifeless. The bodies were arranged in a way that felt almost too neat, a stark contrast to the chaos one might expect from a sudden tragedy. A space heater was found near Hackman's wife, and an open prescription bottle lay on the kitchen counter scattered with pills, prompting immediate questions about the course of events in that household. According to the initial 911 call, the caretaker's voice trembled as he reported, "They're not moving. Send someone quickly."
No, dude, they're not moving. Just send somebody out here really quick.
The urgency in his voice added a layer of mystery to the scene. Officials soon confirmed that no obvious signs of a gas leak were present, and both victims tested negative for carbon monoxide poisoning. Investigators noted that the arrangement of household items did not match a typical accident. Nothing on the scene appeared as if it had been disturbed in a struggle. Instead, it resembled a carefully arranged setting, almost as if someone wanted it to look a certain way. Neighbors and local law enforcement remain baffled. Some speculate that the positioning of the space heater and the open pill bottle might point to the possibility of deliberate poisoning. The fact that the dog was found in the same room as the couple has also fueled theories. Could this canine have inadvertently consumed the same toxin? Despite early attempts to link the deaths to a common household accident, every detail, from the quiet, locked-up home to the eerie silence that followed the discovery, has only deepened the suspicion that something far more sinister occurred that day. Rumors have already begun to swirl on community message boards and social media, with amateur sleuths piecing together every detail. Was there an intruder that left no trace? Did the couple unknowingly ingest something that led to their slow demise? As forensic teams work around the clock to analyze every fiber and chemical residue at the scene, the lack of a clear culprit leaves everyone wondering if the neat arrangement was part of a well-planned cover-up. Family accusations and the poison theory. No family tragedy is complete without the heartache and accusations that follow. In a live TV broadcast that sent shockwaves across the nation, Gene Hackman's daughter made a shocking announcement. With tears in her eyes and a trembling voice, she insisted that her father's death was not the result of natural causes, but rather a deliberate act of Her declaration struck a raw nerve among fans and investigators alike. She described how her father was robust and in good health, despite his advanced age, and recalled subtle hints that something had been off in the days leading up to that fateful morning. The daughter's words on live TV were frank and filled with emotion. She spoke of mysterious symptoms and unexplained changes she had noticed in her father's behavior, along with strange occurrences reported by household staff. It wasn't just old age, and it wasn't an accident, she insisted, hinting at a history of tensions and secrets that no one in the family had ever spoken of openly. Her allegations added an explosive layer to the investigation. Many viewers were left wondering, who would have a motive to one of Hollywood's legends? And what kind of hidden family drama could have led to such a drastic step? Supporters of the theory point to the bizarre arrangement of items at the scene, particularly the open prescription bottle that could have been tampered with. Rumors suggest that someone could have mixed a foul substance with the pills, slowly both Hackman and his wife over time. Additionally, her live TV statement mentioned contradictory details in her father's final days, details that seem to come from a place of deep, personal knowledge. For some, her words offer a glimmer of truth that challenges the official version of a peaceful, if mysterious, passing.
Laboratory testing was positive for hantavirus at a clinical lab, with required confirmation testing positive at Scientific Laboratories Division.
Critics, however, caution that grief can cloud judgment, and emotions might have led to an outburst rather than a detailed forensic analysis. Still, her announcement was more than a moment of personal grief. It was a public challenge to the investigative authorities to re-examine the crime scene and question the official narrative. As fans and media outlets eagerly await further concrete evidence, a disturbing possibility lingers: that the safety of a household once deemed secure could have been compromised from within, and that a hidden vendetta or dark secret might have been the true motive behind the poisoning. Forensic clues and investigative puzzles. The forensic examination of the scene has produced a series of puzzling clues that point away from a simple explanation. The initial lab tests revealed that both Gene Hackman and his wife tested negative for common toxins such as carbon monoxide, which initially led some investigators to consider natural causes. However, as the evidence mounted, a different picture began to emerge. Detailed analysis of the open pill bottle found on the countertop indicated that it might have contained traces of chemicals not prescribed by a doctor. This finding has added fuel to the poisoning theory that many now favor. One particularly intriguing piece of evidence came from Hackman's pacemaker data. The device recorded a final event that did not quite match up with the estimated time of death, suggesting that something might have disrupted the normal rhythm of his heart in the days leading up to the incident. Coupled with the nearly untouched food on the dining table and a noticeable absence of any signs of struggle, these clues point to an insidious method of homicide, one that leaves little mark on the overall scene. The forensic team is trying to piece together these scattered remnants to determine if a slow-acting toxin could have been responsible. Forensic experts have also noted the unusual placement of the space heater near Hackman's wife. While such a device might ordinarily be overlooked, its proximity to her body and the lack of any evidence of a gas leak have raised eyebrows. Some investigators believe that the space heater might have been part of an elaborate plan to create a diversion or to manipulate the room's temperature and chemical composition in a subtle way.
Along with an extensive investigation of the home, has all but ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning.
If there would have been a gas leak, I think we would have still found it.
Every small detail, from the orientation of the chairs to the arrangement of magazines on the coffee table, is now being scrutinized under a microscope. Adding to the mystery are conflicting accounts of the timeline. While official records suggest that both victims may have been dead for several days, personal accounts from household staff hint at instances of odd behavior in the days preceding the tragedy. Was there a sudden change in their daily routine? Did they show signs of discomfort or illness that might be linked to slow poisoning? The possibility that an unknown substance was stealthily introduced into their environment has led many to wonder if every aspect of the scene was staged to cover up evidence of foul play. As investigators continue to work late into the night, re-examining every scrap of evidence and re-interviewing witnesses, one fact remains undeniable. Something in this case does not add up. The combination of the pacemaker anomaly, the suspiciously neat arrangement of the living area, and the personal accounts of subtle behavioral changes creates an investigative puzzle that is as alarming as it is perplexing. Inside Hollywood, fallout and public speculation. In true Hollywood fashion, the tragic death of Gene Hackman has set off a storm of public speculation and media frenzy. The news quickly spread across social media platforms, with fans, celebrities, and tabloid reporters all eager to piece together the mystery. Rumors swirled that there might have been long-held grudges and secret feuds lurking behind the closed doors of Hackman's elegant Santa Fe home. The shocking live TV announcement by his daughter only added layers to the drama, forcing both insiders and outsiders to consider the possibility that this tragedy was not an accident at all. Hollywood insiders, who have long admired Hackman for his dedication and meticulous work ethic, were stunned by the idea that he might have been poisoned. Many remembered his distinguished career, filled with roles that captured the complexity of human nature, and now his final moments were being painted with broad strokes of sinister allegations. Speculation ran rampant as former colleagues and friends hinted that there were unsaid words and hidden conflicts in Hackman's later years. Could it be that rivalries from decades past finally caught up with him? Or perhaps someone from within his own circle had a darker motive to silence him for good? Social media exploded with theories, with hashtags trending that demanded justice and transparency. Blogs and online forums were filled with posts analyzing every detail, from the exact time the bodies were discovered to the minute placement of household objects. In interviews, a few brave insiders even suggested that Hackman's reclusive nature in his final years might have been a cry for help or a desperate attempt to keep dangerous secrets under wraps. The public's appetite for drama only intensified when it emerged that Hackman's daughter had not only raised the alarm about possible poisoning, but had done so in a very public and emotional manner on live TV. Even influential figures like Clint Eastwood, who has always been careful about his personal views, have been dragged into the spectacle. With his own history intertwined with Hackman's, Eastwood's occasional hints about long-buried tensions have only fueled speculations. Every new headline seems to introduce an unexpected twist, a mysterious visitor on the day before the deaths, an unexplained gap in the official records, or a reference to hidden financial disputes that might explain a motive for murder. The blend of personal tragedy and high-stakes Hollywood intrigue has turned this case into a real-life mystery that feels as dramatic as any blockbuster film. The fallout from this tragedy has not been limited to public speculation alone. Families of other Hollywood legends and former colleagues have quietly expressed their own concerns, wondering whether such suspicious incidents could be more common than anyone dares to admit. At its core, the story of Gene Hackman's final days is not just about one man's death. It is a mirror reflecting the dark underbelly of celebrity life, where personal demons, hidden rivalries, and the pressures of fame can sometimes lead to unthinkable outcomes. As the investigation presses on, the world watches and waits, desperate for answers that may or may not come. Legacy of a legend: Gene Hackman's storied career and final act. Gene Hackman's death is not just another headline in Hollywood. It marks the end of an era defined by unforgettable performances and an uncompromising dedication to the craft of acting. For decades, Hackman was revered as a true original, whose roles in films like The French Connection and Unforgiven left an indelible mark on cinema. His life, much like the characters he portrayed, was layered with complexity and subtle contradictions. Yet, even amidst his towering achievements, there remained a fiercely private side that few ever glimpsed. A side that may hold the key to understanding the tragic circumstances of his final days. In his later years, Hackman chose a life away from the relentless glare of the Hollywood spotlight. He retreated into quiet routines, writing novels and spending time with his family, seemingly content with a life far removed from the cutthroat image of old Hollywood. However, his sudden and suspicious death has raised many questions about whether even legends can remain hidden from the dangers that lurk in the shadows. His daughter's recent live TV outburst, hinting at foul play, suggests that there may have been dark secrets even in his final solitary days. Fans and critics alike are now compelled to look back on Hackman's storied career, searching for clues that might explain the mystery surrounding his demise. Was his withdrawal from public life simply a peaceful retirement, or did it mask personal conflicts and hidden threats that gradually eroded his safety? The future of the investigation and what lies ahead.